Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Straight Fire Picks. Best bets for NBA on Wednesday, November 10th, 2021. My name is Steve. We're going to have 4 picks here for you today that I think are great value bets for this Wednesday NBA slate. As always, just want to thank you all for your continued support in the channel. If you are new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We're trying to reach 900 subscribers here by the end of the week, so appreciate your help out with that. Also, be sure to check out our community Discord. It's a great place to connect with our community. I'll have a link in the comment section and in the description as well. It's a great place to get new ideas for bets and just to chat about sports, and it's a lot of fun. So I highly encourage you to check that out. Without further ado, as far as our results from the previous episode, for our Comet Cappers, we had Arthur Shaw calling the over 25.5 points and rebounds there on Jarrett Allen at minus 106 odds. I was able to cash that. That was for the game versus the New York Knicks and MSG. So great hit there for Arthur. As far as the stream results go, we went 1 and 2. We were able to cash the Cavaliers plus 7.5 spread there on the road versus the Knicks. They've been road warriors all year, and they continued that way. Ended up winning that game straight up in MSG. So obviously no surprises there. As far as James Harden goes, we had the under 19.5 on James Harden for points, and he had probably his best game of the season. He went off for 28 and really played well there on the road. It's a good matchup for us. There's nothing showing really that he would have a game like that, but he did. So what can he do? And then we had LaMelo Ball over 2.5 threes there versus the Clippers. He had 2 3-pointers in the first quarter. He had 10 points, 2 threes. And I said, listen, you can either take the points, the over for points, or the over for threes. And I said, the value on the threes is better because you're getting better odds. If he's going to cash the points, he's going to cash the threes. Well, he cashed on the points, but he didn't hit another 3 the rest of the game. He hit just 2. So what can he do? We're going to get after it today, though, guys. We're going to get that 4-0. So let's get right into our picks. At number 1. Okay, and at number 1, we're going to go with Lonzo Ball under 23.5 PRAs here for the Chicago Bulls at minus 125 odds. So far on the season, Lonzo Ball is 9-1 to this under in the 10 games he's played. He hasn't been really that close in his last 5 home games, which is where the game is going to be at tonight. They're against the Mavericks in Chicago. Last 5 home games, his PRA totals 18, 18, 18, 16, 18. So he really hasn't even been, you haven't even really had to really worry too much there in the end. Not really much of a sweat bet. Obviously, unders are not the most fun plays in the world, but man, this has been profitable. It's hard not to want to take this, honestly. Right now, a lot of the looks, rebounding, scoring, even assist-wise, are going to Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. So if you're looking for overs to play, I highly recommend those. Look at your matchups and stuff. I was going to roll back LaVine, but his line went up to 34.5. So, it's starting to get to that point where, we're getting the value on that, and I saw more value here on Lonzo Ball's under. So I'm going to roll with it here. Obviously LaVine and DeRozan right now carrying the Bulls. Lonzo Ball is on and off. Just don't really know what's going on with him altogether. He's had, a couple really good games this season, but no real signs of consistency, like I said, particularly at home as far as filling up the stat sheet. Mavericks this is also a good matchup as far as the under goes. Mavericks allow the 8th fewest points to point guards, so they play pretty well up front there defensively. So looking for Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan here to get more looks on the outside. So take it there for your number 1 pick, Lonzo Ball under 23.5 PRAs here for the Chicago Bulls at minus 125 odds. Okay, and at number 2, we're going with the Indiana Pacers minus 3 spread here on the road versus the Denver Nuggets at minus 110 odds. Wait a minute. Did I just really take the Indiana Pacers minus 3 on the road versus the Nuggets? Yes, I did. The Nuggets don't have Jokic. They don't have Porter Jr. They don't have Jamal Murray. At some point, those injuries are going to start costing you. Particularly with Jokic. That's obviously the big injury here for the Nuggets. Too many injuries coming into this game against the Pacers team that's scrappy, that honestly gets after it, that can, they can already play with a lot of teams. They can play close, but here we're going to have to give them the advantage. Malcolm Brogdon also coming back here for the Pacers for this game. So I think that's obviously going to be a big boost for them. Pacers on the season 6-5 against the spread. Nuggets 4-6 against the spread. So obviously I like that. Coming into this game, the Nuggets already rank 23rd in offensive efficiency. And if they're getting offensive efficiency, it's going to come from Nikola Jokic. And they don't have him, so they get even worse here. Where are they going to find buckets on the floor? I'm not sure. From Barton, they'll get some good stuff from Barton and probably Monte Morris. But, outside of that, the Nuggets are really going to struggle offensively. Aaron Gordon just hasn't been the same player for the Nuggets that we saw with the Magic. And, is he all of a sudden going to break out and score 40? I don't see it. I don't see it happening, honestly. Sabonis is very good there at the center position for the Indiana Pacers. So, I think just coming to this game, Pacers just have a huge advantage. They're a bit healthier here coming into this game. They've honestly been playing pretty solid. They're coming off a win in Sacramento. They played Portland really tough in Portland, which is really tough to do. I took a lot actually from that game. I was watching that game, and Pacers really should have won that game. They had the lead there late and just kind of let it slip away. But this Nuggets team is not built the same way as Portland is. They do not have the same offensive talent that a team like the Blazers does. And that's really going to be the issue here. I also don't mind the under for this game as well, guys. Also look at your under. Team total under for the Nuggets. I really wrestled with that one. But I ended up landing here on the Pacers spread because I really think the Pacers are going to win this game, straight up. And especially with Brogdon back, they're really scrappy. It's really interesting. You watch the Pacers play and you're like, man, they're close in a lot of games. I think in a game like this, I'm just giving them a big advantage because of all the injuries and stuff. So I love it there for number 2 pick. Indiana Pacers -3 spread here versus the Nuggets at -110 odds. Okay, and at number 3, we are rolling with the Golden State Warriors -7 spread here versus the Minnesota Timberwolves at -114 odds. So on the season, Golden State is 6-3-1 against the spread. Timberwolves dead last in the NBA at 2-7 against the spread. And, I looked at this, I was like, wow, Warriors are only 7-point favorites at home versus the Timberwolves? Timberwolves had a solid start to the season, but they have been really sliding lately. They've lost 5 in a row. Coming off a tough overtime loss on Monday, they, obviously the emotions just can't be great in that Minnesota locker room, especially after that emotional loss there on Monday. So definitely expecting a letdown here in Golden State. It's always a tough place to play. Stephen Curry's coming off a 50-point game. 67 PRAs there against the Hawks. He had an absolutely monster game his last game against the Hawks there on Monday. On the season so far, we don't talk enough about it, but the Warriors are actually one of the best defensive teams right now in the NBA. They're first in defensive efficiency. Wolves coming in at 11th. So both these teams do play solid on the defensive end. But I particularly love what the Warriors have been doing. Led by Gary Payton III on the defensive end. He has the best plus-minus of any player on the Warriors, which is impressive when you think about it. This guy was barely a roster addition. Barely made the team. So it's very impressive, obviously, what he's doing out there on the floor. He's looking more and more like his father, Back in the day, Gary Payton Sr. was known as the Glove, and this guy is starting to turn into that, one of the better defensive players that we have. And as far as on the offensive side, this is where the huge discrepancy really comes in. Warriors 5th in offensive efficiency, Timberwolves 25th. So obviously huge discrepancy there. Timberwolves have not been getting it done on the offensive side. And they're likely to struggle here again, tough matchup here with the Warriors. And the Warriors have been covering these spreads. I've been keeping track of this. Warriors have been covering big spreads. This isn't really that big of a spread either. I see it at -7. I'm like, yeah, they should be able to do that at home. If maybe it was in Minnesota, maybe I wouldn't be taking this. But, in Golden State, I'm going to take it right there. So take it there for your number 3 pick. Golden State Warriors -7 spread here versus the Minnesota Timberwolves at -114 odds. Okay, and finally at number 4, yes, we are going back to LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball over 26.5 points and assists at -122 odds. Okay, so why am I throwing the assist in here? Well, Memphis actually allows the most assists in the NBA to point guards, so I do like that. They allow the 13th most points to point guards as well. So this is a very solid matchup here for LaMelo Ball. Ball coming off a career game there against the Lakers. Triple-double, 25, 15, and 12. 25 points, 15 rebounds, 12 assists. So I love that. He's hot right now. He's cashed his over in points in 5 of the last 6. So you can also take his point line. This is another one where you got to make that decision. Do you want to take the point line or do you want to take the points and assists? The reason I'm throwing the assist in here, like I said, is it's a great matchup, and Ball right now also has been putting up a lot of assists. He's put up 48 assists in his last 6 games. It's an average of about 8 per game, and we're drawing a great matchup. So that's really where I think you get a little bit of value with that. I also love his point total. I love his 3-point line as well. You can take any of those bets. So, make the bet your own, but I think, no matter what you take, definitely be looking at the overs here on LaMelo Ball. As far as his points, assists, and rebounds, I think it was like 36.5. Like, is he going to get 10 rebounds? Maybe. I just don't love taking point guards to get 10 rebounds. And they're not my favorite bets in the world. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just not my favorite thing to do. I don't mind it sometimes. It all really depends. But I love the points and assists here for LaMelo. I think he's been looking for people more as far as passing the basketball. And he's also been shooting it well. And like I said, even his 3-point line. He did cash his 3-point line last game. Of course, we hopped off. He cashed against the Lakers. He hit 3 threes. So, I'm expecting another big performance here against a Memphis team that overall also ranks 27th in defensive efficiency. So they have not been very good. So I like that as well. So take it there for your number 4 pick. LaMelo Ball over 26.5 points plus assist at minus 122 odds. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for our picks for today. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. Drop any suggestions you have for me here on the channel as well. Love to hear what you guys think. Love to hear your thoughts. We're probably going to start adding some different things in. I may start posting picks on our Twitter account as well, so check me out on Twitter as well. There's a link on my homepage and also in the description to that. So follow me on Twitter. I might actually add some plays even today. If I get some time, I might add a few plays. There's a couple other things I was looking at and I kind of liked. I just didn't get to complete my research on it. And if I had, I may have taken those as well. So we'll see though. Right now, these are my 4 for today. We'll keep you updated. Other than that, it's going to do it for me. You guys have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you next time. Peace out.